Good afternoon, Analytics Manager. We are from Group CinCai, and welcome to our stakeholder presentation. My name is Shen Cheng, and our group consists of myself, Jiajuan, Zijian, and Jian. So here is our table of contents. So our table of contents consists of background, project plan, closing remarks, guided dashboard walkthrough, future opportunity speech, and conclusion. So now I'll be talking about the background of the project. So the problem that the client faced is mainly to create a transformation program to modernize the financial management practice through the use of data and advanced analytics. The team are unable to drive innovation due to wasting resources by developing financial analysis that is not relevant to the project. And the team are low on productivity and performance, which is likely due to effective resource utilization, poor information flow, and non-productive as the main factors that contribute to low productivity and performance. Next would be the reproducibility. Without the repetition of data production, error risk will not be reduced. And the lack of standardization could lead more to ambiguity. One unavoidable consequences of this is going to be less reliability and less consistent quality. As a result, the financial information of the company will become sensitive. However, there are multiple versions of the data, therefore reproducibility and standardization is often not possible in this case. Next will be the affected part of the business. Without a centralized information distribution system, high variations of the data will produce. Due to high variations of the data, it will affect the financial performance negatively. It results produce a lot of potential errors and are increasingly inefficient in financial management. So next will be the proposed solution we have. We use MS Project Planner to explain the allocation of tasks and resources and the overall structure of our project plan. Dockerized serverless Python functions are used by the data engineers to extract and develop flat files for the dashboard prototype, such as invoices, profit loss, and bank summary. We will present the Power BI dashboard prototype. In general sense, we prototype the report interface and the data model as well as the data completeness and readiness. This prototype is a sampling of ideas by creating a functional mockup that can be informed the solution scope and viability of a financial performance. Next will be the guided dashboard walkthrough. We will deliver a financial performance dashboard prototype targeted to the accounting and financial management team and a tutorial on how to use the dashboard. So next, I will be passing the presentation to Zizen to explain the project plan.
Okay, thank you, Samuel. Now I will talk about the project plan. Under the project plan, first is to describe the estimated timeframe and budget. The estimated timeframe graph shows that the overall project durations requires 560 hours and the overall project will start from 30 August until 15th of October. On the other hand, the estimated budget graph shows the estimated cost will be $18,175. Okay, now we'll talk about the final timeframe and budget. The final timeframe graph indicates that the overall project duration only requires 524 hours, and the overall project will start from 30 August and end on 11th of October. On the other hand, the final budget graph indicates that the estimated cost is $17,700. Okay, now we'll explain the discrepancies between the estimated and final time frame. Our baseline time frame is 31.5 days, which start from 30th of August and end on 14th of October. However, due to the over-allocation of the resources, we have made some adjustment and delay the work duration for the over-allocation resources. Thus, the estimated time frame has also delayed by a day from total of 31.5 days to 32.5 days, and the project will be end on 15th of October. However, the resources has completed their work earlier and made the overall project done by just using 28.5 days, which ends on 11th of October. Therefore, the discrepancies between the estimated and final time frame are that the work duration has decreased total of 4 days. Now we will look at the discrepancies between the estimated and final budget. Our baseline cost is $17,825. However, due to the over-allocation of the resources, we decide to recruit a new tester 2 to assist tester 1, and also let some of the other resources assist the over-allocated resources. These factors have increased the cost from $17,825 to $18,175, and thus costs us over budget of $350. However, the earlier completion of the project has reduced the resources, working time, and the reduction in working time will indirectly reduce the cost. These factors have reduced the cost from $17,825 to $17,700, and thus costs us under budget of $125. Therefore, the discrepancies between the estimated and final budget are that the costs have reduced total of $475, and furthermore, it made the overall cost from over budget of $350 to under budget of $125. And now I will pass the slide to Jiajuan.
Thank you, Joseph. Next, we'll be discussing about any issues caused by additional work asked by the client. We have only done the invoice tab, which was required by the client. The other three requirements are unfortunately undoable. The first requirement, which cannot be done, is the work with their BI teams to see how our dashboard will fit in their architecture. The reason behind is we need to avoid overflow of resources and reduce unnecessary costs, as well as preventing free rider. The next requirement which cannot be done is the additional tab called balance sheet to share relevant metrics. This is because we have not enough information to create the balance sheet. The third requirement which cannot be done is publishing the prototype to their online report server. This is because we have no access to their servers, and that's the barrier to publish the prototype. In conclusion, thanks to our proposed solution, our baseline time frame has changed from the 14th of October to an estimation time frame of the 15th of October. Soon we realized that in the end of our actual final time frame was actually earlier than we expected, which is on the 11th of October. Therefore, what we learned is during the process, we also did face some over-allocation issue due to some tasks finished early. Hence, we fixed the issue by delaying some tasks and reallocate the tasks to a new resources, which in the end, the estimated budget of the budget was reduced from $18,175 to $17,700, which is under budget, since the baseline of the project is $17,825. Lastly, we also come out some recommendation on the project where we can create another proposed solution by hiring additional BA team members to reduce the workload, and we would also recommend the client to understand the amount of information that we had before requesting any changes to the statement of work. And now I'll pass it on to Giant to talk about part 2 of the guided dashboard.
Thank you, JJ. Now I will continue with the second part of our presentation, guided dashboard walkthrough. We created 3 different tabs, namely the financial performance tab, the cash movement tabs, and the additional requirement tabs. Now let's go through to the Power BI and look into details for these 3 tabs. For the financial performance tab, we visualize some performance indicators to facilitate the evaluations of the financial performance of the business and the problem faced by the client. The date slicer shows the durations of the graph which we change according to our needs. Other values which did not labels in the graph can be viewed by moving the cursors along the graphs. Here is the profit and loss table, and below there are 2 graph shows in total revenue and cost, and others is gross profit margins and net profit margins in September. Ranging from area charts, bar charts, and line graphs, problem of driving innovations will be solved as visualizations in Power BI can only be done by using proven relationships between the variable, thus avoiding irrelevant financial analysis. Now, let's move on to the tab 2 of financial performance. Just like the previous tab, the slicers is used to select the date durations on the graphs. From this income bar chart and operating expenses donut chart, we can clearly see the exact amount of type of incomes as well as the expenses in and out from the business. Low productivity and performance will be resolved as business can now fully utilize its resources as it will now get things done in right manner. For example, minimum cost incurred with no wastage of resources such as reducing unnecessary costs. Moving on to the cash movement tabs. Both tabs shows the total amount of account receivable and payable. Here is the account receivable and payables tables. The other data values and details of the graph can be viewed along the graphs. These visualizations are computationally reducible, hence the error rate will be minimized in a condition that the variable used in the charts have correct relationship. Business can take some action to avoid achieving such high costs as July 2020 to reduce wastage, thus improve performances. Followed by the invoice tab. The slicer of status shows the type of status of the invoice, while the contact name contains all the customer's name. Ambiguity leads by standardizations can be resolved as business will get actual amount of the receivables and payables by filtering out on the awaiting payment here. The amount shown is the amount where business haven't received, vice versa for payables accounts. This is due to other status such as paid is the invoice which already completes the transactions. Now I will continue to the other requirement, which is the Padlet. The Padlet shows the progressions on this dashboard creation. We record down the whole progress into initials to financial stand-up, which we already stated the link on our status report. Now I will pass back to JJ to continue on his part.
Thank you, Giant. Under future opportunity pitch, we will talk about our recommendation and comments on future works. Under our recommendation, here is an overall progress of our project, which you can see during the project execution, we had an issue right when the client's update had given to us. The problem was, some of the client's requests are not fully fulfilled, which are the addings of balance sheet tabs, working with your BI teams to see how our dashboard will fit in your architecture, and lastly, publishing the prototype into your online report servers. It is unfortunate to tell you that we are unable to fulfill your minor requests due to some reasons. First of all, is that we do not have sufficient amount of information to create a balance sheet tab. As for the second reason, we are unable to work with other departments because we are afraid of resource overflows, which may cause free rider in the project itself, and also we are avoiding unnecessary costs. Lastly, we have no access to your servers. Therefore, these are the reasons that we are unable to fulfill your minor requests. Fortunately, we will be happy to serve your company in the future at any moment because with the current dashboard prototype, we are eager to create more helpful diagrams for your companies with the right amount of information. Moreover, our team will also do our best to team up with another department by assigning our other team members on their qualified tasks to perform the very best for your company. And lastly, we had also come up many potential project prototypes to publish on your online report servers whenever we have access to your servers. Therefore, it is an honor to serve for your company in the future. Thank you.